What is up, everybody? USA, USA. How's everybody doing? What's up? I've already brand new American knows why I'm 7 minutes late to my own show. I was putting new brake pads on the motorcycle, and once you take the old ones off and clean everything up, and uh, and throw the new ones on, then you kind of start wanting to. Then I had to, clean the tire and put tire wax on the tires, and then I had to do this and I had to do that. So I got a little carried away with cleaning up the motorcycle, just from putting on new brake pads. It went to one thing after another, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta do my live. But what's up? Hey Marco, how you doing, man? Joe K, how are you? Mr. Space Ghost, YouTube Music Portal. What kind of YouTube name handler name is that? YouTube Music Portal. Is that even legit? Is that a legit YouTube name? Sounds sus to me. Sounds very sus. Y'all like my attire, my USA shirt that I primarily wear for pretty much just wear for 4th of July. It's got the American sleeves, and then down at the bottom, it's got the Lady Liberty, Liberty. Yeah. Uh. So if y'all were if y'all were in Grumpy's live last night at the very end, Grumpy, as wonderful of a dude that he is an awesome dude. Love him to death, and I hope that I'm not banned, that he doesn't get so butthurt that he bans me for the next 4 years of Trump's last and final presidency. Um, you, if you don't know that, he's got a no politics deal for his channel, and when you see him at Blaze Show or wherever, and that's kind of that's a no go, touchy subject with him. So I got in trouble last night in the pretty much when he ended. Once he ended his live stream, uh, the chat was, the chat's still active for another minute or so. Yeah, I put in yay Trump. He replied back to me. He says, "Damn it, you bootlegger! You just got your ass banned." And I was like, "Oh no, oh no!" I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I am not a major Trump supporter. I'm not a big Trump fan. It truly, strictly, mainly, primarily, entirely, pretty much is uh, all about the fact that the other party, the Democratic Party, is not what it used to be. The seasoned politicians. Hold on. I wrote this down. I tried to prepare myself for this so I could say what I wanted to say in a very respectful manner, because it's all about being respectful. No matter what your views are, what your thoughts and ideas are. Yeah. Not disregard the hat. Honestly, I got this. I got this hat. It actually just arrived today. I ordered it Wednesday. Prime shipping, baby. It actually does work sometimes. 2-day delivery does work sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. But no, I got it because I'm a big history person, and as a history person, strictly as a history person, this is like monumentally historical, legendary. The way everything played out is just unbelievable historically. And being a history buff, I gotta document that. I got to. I have to have a piece of that. What and if Trump in his second presidency and all the if he ends up putting such influential people and holds true to all the promises that he's thrown out there. And if he's able to do half of that, I'm sorry, no matter who you are, you're going to end up being satisfied with that. If he just completes half of what he's promised to do over these last 9 months or whatever, um, yeah, it's we will be better off as a country. We will if he accomplishes about it, even if he just gets about half of it done, half of it done. So, uh, where did here we go? I wrote this at work while I was eating lunch, and wanted to. So, on the record, on the Urban Woodsman record, this is going to be like the one show that this is going to be the most that I bother to talk about politics, because I really don't really like politics, but because of the way everything has gone over the last 4 years, 8 years, I mean, just like we've had it rough. You got to acknowledge that it's been rough between COVID, the border crisis, the wars that have broken out, the horrible, leaving Afghanistan the way that we did. Like inflation has been a nightmare for everybody who's not a multimillionaire. Yeah, so like it's been rough. We can all say that it's been rough, right? You can play the blame game all you want. You can say that it wasn't the Biden-Harris administration. You can say that it's so and so's fault or so. Just whatever. We can all admit that it's been rough, right? So what I am primarily taking away from this election is the big one. Number one, Americans have spoken. This election process, this voting process that happened over the last couple of weeks, from early voting in the mail-in ballots and actually voting at the ballot booths, not battle booths, but ballot booths. Americans have spoken. From what I understand, and from what I've seen, you look at the numbers, you compare them just like everybody else has compared them to the last 2 to 3 elections. This election was pretty damn fair. If you look at the numbers, if you look at the big picture, it's really hard to try to make the argument that it was rigged in any way. There are no unsensible, insane numbers of votes and ballots casted like you could argue with the last election. And thank God, no nonsense, well, not no non-citizens, but primarily all of these non-citizens that shouldn't have no business voting in our election, because they literally just came into this country within the last handful of years, 3 years or so. They clearly did not heavily influence this election. What few here and few there squeezed in a couple of ballots and a couple of votes because of whatever reason in whatever states that they were sanctuary cities and whatnot, at least it was not heavily influenced by our non-citizens. So that is something to understand, that it better have restored faith for everyone that the system is still able to work properly. Voting as an American citizen still works in choosing as a country our next elected officials in politics and our government. So, yes, everybody should have faith now that the system does work, it can work, and it did work this time the way it was designed to do. Right? There's Mrs. Urban. And we're going to pause on that for a minute and give a huge shout out to Mrs. Urban. Everybody say hey to Mrs. Urban, because Mrs. Urban got some overpriced weeds today. Mr. Urban, this guy, bought flowers. A man who like never wants to ever buy flowers. Yes, I bought her flowers. I bought Mrs. Urban flowers today because it is our 6th anniversary. And that's why the live is going on now, if you didn't know already, because we are going out tonight as adults without any of the gazillion children that we have to celebrate and enjoy some much needed one-on-one quality time with each other. So yes, 6th wedding anniversary. I got the number right. And I got her flowers today. And her favorite flowers. I remember, I have not forgotten what her favorite flower is. She loves her lilies. And she likes roses, not so much pink ones. But the bouquet that I had the guy set up for her had a mixture of some pink and some red roses along with the lilies. It was walking into her work where she works. The arrangement received many compliments until she finally came down to collect them. So yes, I love surprising Mrs. Urban, not just on special occasions for us, but throughout the year. I like to, and she can tell you that occasionally I just get something for her, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's not a special time. It's not a holiday or an anniversary of any sorts for us. I just like to get her something special every once in a while. Just a nice gesture. And my way, the way that I love to do it is I just get it and I just place it somewhere. I put it somewhere where she's going to use it, and just let her discover it in her own time on her own. And so it's always like, hey, where'd this come from? When did you get that? And so I was thinking of you when I saw it, and I got it for you. And I figured we needed it. That's how that usually goes. But okay, let's get back to what my non-speech. So as I was saying, this election should restore faith in the process for everybody. And the other thing is I'm personally hoping that everything that's happened has been a final wake-up call for the Democratic Party to truly reform themselves and convert back to more of a more central agenda that goes back to putting Americans first. Even though they've always done things differently than Republicans do, at least back in the day, they used to have America. Americans first was the thing across the board, no matter what party you affiliated with. Like, we cared about our economy. What? I have no idea. I'm on my live. Go look for it on your own. Use the one for this TV. Mom. I don't care. Go. Just shoot. Do your own thing and let me do my live, please. Yes, thank you. No, not right now. Not right now. Later. I still have a cooler full of candy from Halloween. Still have a cooler of candy from Halloween. Yeah, way too much candy for these kids. But yeah, so hopefully this is a wake-up call for the Democratic Party to do something much better than the way that it's become. I will absolutely be thrilled when certain politicians, a couple of Republicans and the handful of Democrats that have been in their respected office positions for over 25 years, who have done nothing but take in citizens' money, our tax dollars, and in their sneaky, sleazy-ish way, ended up putting all that money back into their pockets and their wealth. They need to go. Those politicians need to go, and they're all over the place. It doesn't. They're on every side, every party. They're just terrible people, and we don't need them running our government and making the laws and being in charge of how our lives go. I really wish that there was less big government, but because I mean, like, that's in a perfect world, right? Anyways, so as far as what that does for us, what that does for our knives and our EDC gear and our pew pews and ammo and everything else like that, moving forward, I hope that our relations with China don't go extremely rough. That is a concern. Um, I really hope that our economy rebounds and we do a much better job in expediting uh, and having access to all the resources, all the steel that we need for all of our knife blades and all the handle materials and everything, and that stuff gets just maybe a little bit cheaper until the rest of everything catches up to that, to where we don't feel the strain of inflation. uh yeah, I hope that everybody can still buy a pocket knife, that it's tangible for everybody's budget, that we don't have more difficult times with that, because I love my knives. I know you guys love your knives. um, yeah, I just hope that everything going forward happens in our favor. It sucks not being able to get stuff or having to pay a stupid amount of money for stuff. It really does. It really does. So I hope that knives and EDC gear pricing and availability will still stay within reach for all of us to enjoy. Everybody to enjoy. But who knows? We will see. We only time will tell, and we can all just hope for the best, right? All right. Next announcement is something that happens on Monday. Everybody know what Monday is? Yep, it's Veterans Day. Veterans Day. I might wear this again on Veterans Day. Um, can't wear this because I'll be in the office. I probably will very rarely wear this hat because it's very gaudy. It's loud. Um, but I love it for the sake of the fact that it's history. But Monday is Veterans Day, so shout out to everybody that is a veteran, everybody that does serve in our military now. Especially, my heart's out to those that are still overseas and the handful of units that are in a dangerous combat zone. Uh, may somebody keep a watchful eye over you and keep y'all safe, and that what you're doing uh, uh, is worth it. Is worth the price that you're paying for it. Uh, I may leave studio and then come right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry. I don't know what my computer was doing again, or if it was StreamYard that had the hiccup or what. This happens like every other live. Um, everybody smells the marble once they get to Washington. But did Ed Harrison? Do you even vote? Do you go vote? Did you vote? But with Monday being Veterans Day, of course, there's going to be a whole bunch of free food. There's gonna be lots of places with offering discounts, military discounts. So if you are a veteran, if you are retired military or in the military now, please take all that to your advantage because you absolutely deserve it, my fellow soldiers. You absolutely deserve it. Even Grumpy deserves it. I'm not trying to bust his chops, but I know I am. Oh, he's not even in the chat. He's never around when I do my lives. He must be busy. He's always busy. But yeah, so with Veterans Day, just enjoy the free things that you get, enjoy the savings that you get, and yeah. So a little bit of a story time here. Who's been to the Arlington National Cemetery in Washington, D.C.? Have any of y'all been up there to the Arlington Cemetery? I've been twice. Twice. See, my hands are still dirty. I even washed them, but they're still dirty from putting new brake pads on the motorcycle. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Ed. Okay. Uh, But yeah, so I've been up to the Arlington Cemetery twice. Once when I was in high school, I think somewhere around 10th or 11th grade, I believe. Um, and then I went once again with Mrs. Urban. Mrs. Urban and I went. I took her up there, and we had a blast. Uh, took her all to all the Smithsonian museums, went to all the monuments and memorials, and did some nice dining. Really enjoyed ourselves, despite the fact that our president at the time was Obama. uh, he wasn't that terrible. I mean, he wasn't great, but he wasn't super terrible. Um, but I gotta say, if you've never been to Arlington Cemetery, it really, like, both times, even when I was in high school as a teenager, that the way that place commands respect and honor um, is unbelievable. You go there and you watch the changing of the guard ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Oh, that is like, it is bone chilling. It truly is. Like, I feel like every American should go to that, should see that. If you are truly a patriotic person, and you care about this country and the livelihoods that we have, the freedoms that we have, uh, you should absolutely go to Arlington Cemetery, walk the grounds a little bit, and see the changing of the guard ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Respectfully, because I mean, the people have posted some video clips here and there, and it gets thrown into the news every once in a while when persons of not proper moral behavior show disrespect, and the guards there, the guards for the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, they don't play no games. Those guys and gals, and there's gals that do it, they do not play around. If you show disrespect, if you are out of line, they will put you in your place. Like, they will even point their rifles, which are loaded with live ammunition. They will point their rifles at you if you cause enough problems, because that is their job. That is what they are there for. That's what they're there to do. Um, so yeah, it happens, and it happens more often than I wish that it would ever do, but it does. But I mean, like for me, like watching that ceremony, like chills in my bones, on my arms, like had goosebumps and everything. It is very very cool, very cool, and I think it is super important to everybody say bye to Miss Urban. She got to go back to work. She's working today. Got to do that nurse thing. Um, but yeah, yeah, very very cool place to go. The other thing, the other little quick story to tell you is how when I was in high school, um, after school was over, whether I was running track or playing baseball or marching band practice or whatever I was doing after school, if I was still staying after school for whatever activity, because I tried to do just about everything. Uh, the elementary school that I would pass by on my walk home, um, most days when I was leaving the school to go home, it was just before 4 o'clock when the elementary school kids let out. Just that's the way where I grew up. Our school system did the school hours. The elementary kids went to school later in the mornings and got out a little bit later in the afternoons. And so on my way home, if I saw, it was usually fourth and fifth graders that would be asked to go out and lower the flag, the American flag, down the flagpole in the front of the school, and fold it up and bring it in. And most times, I mean, pretty much always, these fourth and fifth graders, they don't know how. Who knows how many people in America know how to properly fold the American flag into the triangle, the triangular shape that it's supposed to be in. Hold on. This, like this. Folded up American flag like this. This particular one right here has been flown at the White House for an entire day in my honor from when I got my Eagle Scout Award. So that American flag right there in that case has flown in front of the White House. I think Bush was president at that time. But yeah, so I would, if I was passing by an elementary school, walking by at the time that the kids were out there bringing the American flag down, I'd stop and I'd show them. I'd show them and help them fold up the American flag the right way, the dignified way, into the triangle. And by the way, I forget what this is. I think this is bigger than a. This might be a 5x7. Yeah, it's a 5x7 flag, I believe, or whatever dimensions that is. It's one of the bigger ones. Because I insisted that it be one of the bigger ones and an American-made one. Because if it's going to be flown at the White House, I wanted it to be not look in stupidly, foolishly small. I wanted it to look normal on a flagpole at a place like that. But yeah, but the bigger the American flag is, the more difficult it is to fold it up right and tight enough to get it into those cases, into those shadow boxes. It's a bitch. Like, you got to be really good. It took me, even with how good I was at folding up the American flag, it took me 2 tries, or yeah, 2.5 tries. Like, I had to, the second time that I did it, I almost had it exactly perfect. I had to unfold it about a third of the way and try to get it just a little bit tighter. It's a pain in the ass to try to get them into those shadow boxes. They are absolutely a tight fit. But yeah, so that's that. And just to kind of wrap up on all of that, as the far lefts and the extreme uh, disappointed individuals that probably need therapy, that probably need help, uh, maybe more so than therapy. My only ask is that everybody be respectful to others, even if you're in disagreement, and just be grateful for all the freedoms that we have. That is my message to all of y'all, to everybody in my community and country. Um, that is a good question, Space Ghost. And honestly, I'm just a little bit surprised that they aren't doing so already. Like it didn't happen almost instantaneously. Because with the track record, kind of expected it. Kind of expected it. Like when it was fully announced that Trump had received the vast majority of the votes needed and the electoral votes required to win, I was expecting to start seeing in the news of certain towns going bonkers, and at this point, I don't think it's going to happen, and that's a little shocking, but at the same time, yes, like thank you. I do not wish for any town, for anybody, to have their stuff destroyed, to have their things ruined because of a handful of individuals who cannot accept things, who cannot get over stuff and deal with stuff in a healthy, proper way. If you want to go and you want to throw dishes in your own house and knock stuff off of the wall, you, you're better to go do what I would do. What I've always done when I'm upset about stuff, I go split wood. I get the axe and I grab some logs and I split wood. um, but I am glad, so glad that nobody's town is getting destroyed. Businesses, usually small businesses, which is really, really unfair, are being broken into and vandalized. I'm so glad that is not happening. So happy that is not happening. So I don't know what changed that from the last time that there were those significant street riots and all the damage that was done, but I am very, very, very glad, very, very glad. Yeah, I hear you, Space Ghost. I'm not gonna highlight that comment, and we're not gonna talk about that, because let me just say this way: I was raised as a very devout Catholic, growing up. Like I did everything. I went to church for 4 hours every Sunday. Went on Wednesday nights. I'd go to mass and then do Bible study afterwards. So like that's another 3 hours every Wednesday. I went through all the Catholic sacraments and religious rituals and stuff. Did one of the religious things that you get a little award for with Scouts. I did that two different ones. One at the Cub Scout young elementary school age, and then did the one that's at the high school age level. So like religion was like crammed down my throat as a Roman Catholic growing up, And I would have never had imagined in my lifetime that I would be okay and have to come with terms in the fact that I encouraged. This is hard for me to say. It always is, because it flips my gut. That I encouraged, paid for, and drove my ex-wife to an abortion clinic in Florida for her to get an abortion. So I have been on that side. As a devout Catholic, as someone whose religious faith was completely, entirely against ending an unborn child's life. I paid for it. I gave her a ride to the place that did it. And I encouraged it. And I will forever question whether or not that was the right thing to do. I try to tell myself that it was, but it's not easy. It is not easy. Not that this situation really mattered, but the situation was, she cheated on me. She got impregnated by another man that was on the other side of the country, that had his own family, his own wife, and his own children. And she wasn't totally sure, because it was actually the situation was that there were three individuals that unborn child could have belonged to, and she didn't know which one it was. And we were going through our divorce at the time. We were already in that process. And two out of those three men had families, had wives and children of their own out in California. And so it made logical sense that a woman who abandoned her husband and children to go be with other fathers and husbands and get impregnated by one of them, that she had absolutely no business raising a child, especially not by herself. Had no business raising a child by herself, because we were getting divorced, and I got our two children as primary custodial parent. She was also in the divorce. We didn't have anything together. Like, the car was in my name and still owed money on it at the time. All the furniture that we had in the apartment that we lived in, and again, we were just renting, so it's not like we had a mortgage or anything that both of our names. There was nothing attached to her name except for one credit card that she had. Everything else that we had, and she never worked while we were married. She worked before we got married. She had a small job, a part-time job, but while we were married, she never worked. So she never had brought any income into the marriage. She didn't have a job, brought no money in. Nothing that we had was outright owned by her, except for, clothes and a couple of things that she had from when she was a kid, keepsake items, that kind of stuff. All the furniture that we had was furniture that I bought, that was paid for by me, and some of it was still on credit cards. at the time that were all in my name. So like with our divorce, she got nothing. She got nothing. She didn't get any furniture. She didn't get any. She didn't get the primary uh, custody of the kids. I did. She didn't get the car. She didn't get a house. She didn't get anything out of that. So yeah, like when we were done, she didn't get any of my retirement. I didn't have retirement money at that time. I had no idea that I was even getting a disability pension at that time. It wasn't but a handful of months after our divorce was finalized that I found out that I was actually going to get something. But, our divorce was finalized at that point. And she wasn't entitled to any of that, anyways. So, yeah, so like for her to, have a baby when she had no car, no home, no job, no medical insurance, nothing. When she had nothing, like that would have just been bad for this unborn child. The argument that I made in my head was that it was in the best interest of this unborn child to not be burdened with that, to not be born into that kind of a world where it doesn't know who its father is and is born into straight poverty with a woman that is a broken spirit and has absolutely had no capacity at the time to even try to be a parent to a newborn. So, and she didn't want it either. She didn't want it either. So I think she was about 7 or 8 weeks along when it was done. But yeah, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. It was an insanely difficult thing to live through. And I mean, there's more than a handful other reasons why I'm no longer religious like that. That I don't follow a religion. But having gone through that, I kind of, it makes me partially don't feel like I deserve to be religious. Like I should not be religious because of that. So yeah, that's it's really difficult. I'm not happy with it, but I have to live with it. I never saw myself having to go through something like that and have to deal with something like that. But that was life. That was life then. So I'm sorry. I hope you guys don't feel any differently about me as a person. Yeah, I was somebody different back then, and than who I am now. I've grown, and I, knock on wood, will never have to have that problem and run into those issues ever again. For one, I'm fixed, so unless something insane happens to where my cut, tied, cauterized bits somehow miraculously form back together to where I can produce a child, it's not going to happen. Not from me. I am done. I am done bringing children into this world. I love the children that I have. I adore being. Can we see the scar? No, you can't. I didn't even keep the X-ray, or not the X-ray, the MRI image. I did not even keep that. It just when I went to the doctor and went and did my initial assessment with him, he asked me, he's like, he said, which procedure would you like? Would you like us to cut it and tie it, or cut it and cauterize it? And I said, how about you cut, cauterize, and tie? So can we do that? Have you ever done that? And he was like, yeah, I've done that a couple of times. Usually people don't bother because that's kind of overkill and it causes you more pain and a longer recovery time. And say, I don't care. I don't care. I want it all every 5 ways till Sunday. I want it all done as permanently as possible because I do not want to go through this procedure again, and I do not want to have another child. So you do every bit of it. So that was that. And on top of that, because of the way my body handles, processes anesthesia and pain medication, I felt every bit of it. I was completely aware of what was going on for that procedure. Every bit of it. Every bit of pain. I attempted to have a conversation with him during the procedure to help take my mind off of it. But yes, you cannot pump enough anesthesia into me to knock me out for very long. My body processes that stuff way too fast, and I'm left just being miserable, dealing with whatever pain and suffering that comes upon me. The only positive thing is that once the procedure is over with, I'm able to drive myself home, because all those chemicals, all that medication is pretty much out of my system by the time they let me go. It sucks. It really sucks. I've done enough medical stuff and been through enough painful procedures, that unbearably painful procedures, that I would not wish anybody to have the problem that I have with my body. It really, really sucks. Really sucks. It's made me, I guess, a lot more pain tolerant than most people. But I still feel it. It still hurts and it still sucks. I got stitches after getting braces, because all I had was just spacing issue. I had a massive hole between my top two front teeth, and so when they brought out all my teeth forward and closed everything up, I had those two front teeth pinched my gums, and so they had to cut that and stitch it up. Otherwise, over time, the gum being pinched would have pushed my teeth back apart a little bit. And so it's like, well, then what would be the purpose of getting braces? So, yeah. If you just popped in, Dwayne, yeah, I'm rambling. The story time about the stupid ass medical procedures that I've had to suffer through because my body does not accept pain medications and anesthetics and all that. It just goes straight through me, and so I have to suffer with pain for any and every procedure I've ever had. So yeah, so like laughing gas and local anesthesia for cutting my gum and stitching it up. Yeah, was a no go. Like I felt every bit of it, every bit of it, and it sucked. It hurt, and I was in ninth grade when that happened. Yeah, it was not good at all, Dwayne. It was not good at all. Plenty of tears, plenty of tears, a little bit of cursing at times. The steroid shots that I got in my lower back when I was in the process of getting out of the Navy, and trying to figure out if there was anything that could alleviate some of my back pain that I was having. Uh, I got their steroid shots and the uh, medications that they gave me to try to knock me out for the procedure was not good. Was not good because it didn't work. It didn't help. What you need? Huh? Later. Later.
Why?
Shoot.
They got theirs.
Who did?
All of them. I can hear it.
The only person who should have theirs is Riley.
No.
Kids come home and the first thing they want
Cassie
is their
has
stupid
hers.
tablets.
Cassie has her.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why am I being treated unfairly?
Alright. Grab it. Does Andrew have his?
No, because you just got.
Why is Andrew even here?
I don't know. I think he said he was allowed to stay and made it when he didn't care. And they care, so that they also I don't see them.
Alright. Hold on, everybody. Alright, back. Had to deal with a couple of things. What'd you have to do? Dwayne, I paid for 3 wisdoms to be removed. Back at it the same day. Government took the last wisdom, took me down for 3 days. Lesson learned. Yep. No freaking root canal. I'm glad I've never had to deal with one of those. Sheesh. No, thank you. I have been blessed with my teeth. I have not had. Uh, I mean, the fact that I only had to wear braces for like 9.5, 10 months, like not even 10 months. That all of that was needing to be done was just bring everything forward. Um, that's the only thing. I've not had a single cavity in 37 years. So knock on wood that I don't get one. I've not had to have my wisdom teeth taken out, no root canals, no nothing of that sort. So I have absolutely been blessed with that. Hey, look, there's Dang Ross. There's Dang Ross. How's it going? We talking about baseball games? About the World Series? The Dodgers won the World Series, right? Who'd they play? Didn't they play the Yankees? I honestly, I knowing that the Atlanta Braves were not going to go very far. I really didn't watch any baseball this year, which is kind of rare. Usually, I watch a number of games. Um, World Series. I'll go ahead and share it since y'all don't have to look at my ugly face. Yeah, so um, yeah, so Atlanta played the Padres. San Diego won that, and then they played the Dodgers, and the Dodgers beat them. And then, yeah, it was Dodgers against the Yankees, and the Dodgers won. Woohoo! I don't really care for either of those teams. I don't. Um, I love, but I am glad that the Yankees and the Mets did not go. That neither one of them won it. I'm just being a Southern boy, being a Braves guy. Growing up, I was always against the New York teams, always against them, and yeah, always against them. But that was cool. Oh, let's see White Mountain Knives. Anybody buy anything new, knife wise or EDC gear wise? Anybody get some new cool stuff? I have not seen anything come up that I was interested in this week, but we can have a glance at White Mountain. I did check them this morning, but I haven't seen it. I don't understand why he's so slow to upload the pictures. Like he's pretty quick to get your information, the name of the knife and all the specs on it and everything, but the pictures take forever to upload on their website. They do. That's a cool knife. Not my jam of a blade, but I like the way that backspacer is. Look at that. Nice job, Best Tech. Very nice job. That is a sick looking backspacer. And the milling that's done on that, whew, I like that. Pocket clip's a little wild. I mean, this whole knife is wild. But I like it. Look at that blade. That upswept curve. Who's that maker? Who's that maker? Designed by Kombu. Got an interesting maker's mark. Let's see, were there any other good ones? I know we talked in Grumpy's live. Grumpy talked a lot about Spyderco last night. Lots of Spyderco talk. This guy's kind of cool. That's very that is very pyrite, Warncliffe pyrite vibes there. It's smaller though. It's kind of like it's a 2.88 inch blade. So yeah, it's like a slightly shrunken down pyrite with the slide lock there in 14C. That's a little priced a little high. See, I would love for our inflation to go down now that somebody else is going to be taking over. That price tag be $50 instead of $70. That would be nice. Would be nice. Just saying. Just saying. I felt this knife. I looked at this Pyrotech Kraken fixed blade, the Kraken, with the denim the sewn denim inlay, like halfway inlay, like it's inset, but it still is lifted up above uh, the titanium handle there. So like you feel it like it's been stitched on. Yeah, it sits in there a way where it's raised just enough to where it feels like it's been stitched on, even though it hasn't. It's just glued in there. But that's interesting. Like I love the blade shape. I love what's the blade length? 3.86. So it's getting close to a 4-inch blade. See, that's the way the scales are done. Yeah. But kind of cool. Absolutely love that blade shape. Beautiful sheep's foot, very much reminiscent of your Benchmade Osborne, the 940. Yeah, as far as the blade goes, very much inspired by that. I'm quite certain was their inspiration. Don't need it though, personally. Don't need it, but I thought it was really cool. I thought that was an interesting idea of doing the stitched denim inlay like that. Here's a new aggressive looking Benchmade. Again, priced much higher than it should be, than it needs to be. But yeah, the black onyx finish, which holds up really well. I will give them that. The finish, the black onyx finish that they put on their blades, is good. Like it holds up to scratches uh, and abuse really, really well. This one I thought was nice, absolutely for the price. That's AM8. That's your ah. What's the name of the damn company? Not your Max Ace. Migaron. Yeah, that's Migaron's. Um, Migaron. That's their budget or secondary line. The A8. Callista. Callista, I guess is how you would say the name of this knife. That's a nice looking knife though. Very ergo friendly. Contoured scales. Nice blade shape. A little bit of belly. Forward choil. Pretty much 3.25 inch blade length. 14C. I like it. I like it. Good looking knife. Good looking. Why am I yawning so much all of a sudden? Who's making me yawn? But yeah, that's pretty much what White Mountains spat out. Um, what is this gonna be? The Kunru reverse tux. There's the X pod, right? What is this one? If I put that into Google, is that the Pulsar? Yeah, that's the Pulsar. Okay, never mind. Not a new knife. Not a new knife. It's just the Pulsar. That's why I don't like how they don't name things. But yeah, does anybody like my new hat? Does anybody okay with that, or do I need to take it off because it's hurting some of y'all's feelings? I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Well, I think I'm gonna call it quits. Um, I'm hoping that if y'all don't know, along with it being Veterans Day Monday, being the 11th, a lot of places, Walmart, your Lowe's and Home Depot, and Amazon, even a lot of places are gonna start their Black Friday discounts next Monday. They're already gonna get going on that, which is nuts. Seems like every year it gets earlier and earlier. Like at some point it's gonna be freaking Halloween. Like the day after Halloween, November 1st is when Black Friday shit starts to happen. People are gonna be putting up their Christmas trees and buying Black Friday stuff uh November 1st, like the day after Halloween. I gotta still go take down my Halloween decorations. I've not done that yet because since Halloween we've had rain. It's been yucky, and I've not had a dry enough day to put away those decorations without them being wet, which is not good. So, Todd, why are you working still? It's Friday. You shouldn't be working anymore. Who'd you vote for, Todd? Canadians aren't allowed to vote for the president of the United States? That's a shame. That's a shame. I personally, I'd be okay. I'd be okay with, maybe not. Maybe that's not a good idea. I don't know. Should Canadians and Mexicans, should Mexico and Canada be allowed to vote on the United States president? Should they be allowed to vote for that? Ask a Democrat. Ask a Democrat, right? Mm, I'm gonna get in trouble. I like to push the buttons. I like to push the buttons, and I should not push the buttons like I did to Grumpy last night. Poor Grumpy. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm probably not gonna wear this very often. I got it as memorabilia, as historic memorabilia. I mean, it's the like most retarded thing. Thank you, Todd. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, let's let Mexicans and Canadians vote for the U.S. president. Most retarded thing I've heard, and I'm Canadian. That's great. Did y'all see? Did y'all see? You know, I wonder if we can Google your stickers, your voting stickers. Like that's the Georgia one, and I've never liked the Georgia one. It just feels like you know like the stickers that you see on your fruit at the grocery store that are just dinky, generic, not cool looking stickers at all. That's how I feel about the vote Georgia voter sticker. Um, I wonder if I can look on Google here at what all the states voting stickers look like. So if you saw EMP John at EMP EDC's, you saw his post the other day. He included with one of the I think one of the American made pulses. I'm quite certain it was the American made pulse. He dropped in that photo his um, I voted sticker for his state. I forget what state he's in. Is it Virginia? I don't remember. I don't remember where he lives, what state he's from. But I'm not seeing it. I'm sure I could find it if I dig enough. But I would love to see which are the coolest stickers. for all the different states. Is this one legit? I voted sticker contest. Yeah, that's yeah. I would love to see all the state stickers. I'm sure I could find it if I do the digging. But yeah, if you think your sticker is super cool for your state, for your county or whatever, um, post it up. Post it up on Instagram. I really wish Georgia had a much cooler looking sticker. I really do. I feel like this one is terrible. Horrible. Horrible sticker. Horrible sticker. They need to come up with a better sticker. I'm not huge with peaches. I know the whole Georgia peach thing is a thing, but like I would love to see. I wonder if Georgia. How long has Georgia had that sticker? Because that one I know, as far as I can remember, that's been our sticker for like the longest time. They just need to come up with a better looking one. Here, I'll share. Like this one right here is really girly, but I still would argue that it's better than the one that we have than this one. I just hate this one. I don't know why. I really don't like it. Like that would even be better. Whew. That one's okay. Again, I'm not big with the whole peach because I don't like. I'm not a peach person. Why has it got to be the peach? Yeah. Somebody needs to come up with a better voting sticker for Georgia. They really do. We need a better voting sticker. 100%. I'm telling you. Like, whose is this one? This bottom one right here. I like this one. This bottom one right here. That's cool. With all the different stuff that we've got. I don't know where that is, which place that's for. But yeah, something that has things that the state's known for, monuments and things. I just don't see any good ones. Look at that. Look at the eyeball. I voted. uh, Brattle at Brattle Bright. I would be proud of that one if you did it like within the state with the on the silhouette of the state of Georgia. I voted. That's cool. That's kind of funny, but I like it. I like that one. um, Yours just says I voted. It's just a plain sticker that says I voted. That sounds like I like that. That sounds like a good dinner. Burgers, burgers, fries, and a salad. I mean, I could do without the salad. Isn't that what you're supposed in by putting lettuce and tomato on your burger, essentially adding a salad to your burger? No, isn't that basically what it is? What you're doing? It's like I want a burger and then I want to put a pile of vegetables on top of it, so that I don't have to make a salad as a side item. Oh, let's see. Did what other? What's my other? Hold on, let me check my email real quick. For hmm. Where's my? I must have deleted it. Let me look at my trash. Yeah, River's Edge. Let's go to River's Edge, shall we? Y'all, anybody been to the River's Edge website lately? RDC for you and me. I'm kind of bored at this point. I'm just waiting for the wife to get home so that we can go out to eat for our anniversary. Going to a surf and turf. So I'm gonna have probably a little bit of steak and some shrimp. And they've got, if it's not too damn expensive, for some scallops. I love scallops. I love scallops with shrimp. I had Chick-fil-A for lunch today. Let's where's new arrivals. New arrivals. There's some Hinders. There's some Vertex fanny packs. Fanny packs. That's a nice pry bar. If pry bars are your thing, that is a very nice pry bar. Bottle cap opener with pocket clip on it. It's 5 inches long. Yeah, that's one heck of a pry bar for $70. Titanium. So if you in the market for a pry bar, this one is the shiznit. It's a nice one, and it's got the hex cut out there for you to drop bits into. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a good pry bar. If I had the money, if I had the extra money, which is not something I can do right now. This is actually a decent looking ZT. That's their auto. I do not own one ZT knife. I don't have any Kershaws anymore either. I got rid of my Kershaws. Just do not care for them. Although I know that like the iridium is a good one. Anybody get one of these Bel Airs? Like Kershaw is really turning the page on what they're spitting out. They really are. At least they're trying to. There's some Protex. Some Protex. More Chris Reeves. Some OTFs. There's that guy. He's so weird looking, but it's cool. It's cool. I dig it. I like the pocket clip on this one. I do like the pocket clip. The Kaiser Huntsman is just so wild. That is just so wild. Absolutely nuts of a design. It's cool, but I mean, not my cup of tea, but so wild of a design. Ugh. I know a lot of people like this knife. They Casa sold quite a number of these at Blade Show this year, but it is a very skinny handle. Just the way that cutout is. I mean, it's designed to be, that super slim gentlemanly knife. Uh, what's the blade length? 2.35. Yeah, so it's not. It's on the small side, and it's super slim. And that's kind of what bothered me was how small and slim that handle was. Just not very comfortable if you've got even normal, decent sized hands. It's just not. It's like it just feels like such a small knife in your hand. Did not like that about that guy at all. If they had made an XL version of it, it would have been a good knife. Something with like a 3.25 inch blade, with at least a 3.5 inch handle, would have been a good knife. This guy, I mean, the Berg Blades Sweeney and the Militall, like somebody's done a video comparing those two knives, haven't they? Hasn't somebody compared those two? Like I can't imagine not comparing those two if you have both of them. That's pretty much it. Everything else is just much older stuff. Much older stuff. Well, I'm trying to hold out and hold on to my dollars for all these Black Friday stuff, all Black Friday deals. Y'all looking forward to that? I'm looking forward to that. Spend some money. Are you out of here, Ed? Right on. You have a good weekend too. It looked like an angry Daffy Duck. Yeah, it kind of did. The Huntsman. Yeah. You got a $1 pry bar from Wish on your keyring. Okay. Right on. Yeah, I tried the blur, Joe, and I don't like the blur. Actually, earlier, one of the first couple of pocket knife videos that I did for my channel was on the blur and what I don't like about the blur. And I still, even after all these years, every time I pick up a blur, I don't like about it. And I point out in that video why I don't like it, what I don't care for. And my mind has not changed. And I've picked up and used a blur. I've cut some things with a blur within the last couple of years. I've got a buddy at Lowe's that swears by how amazing the Kershaw blur is. And nope, not for me. Um, 50% off for what? Olight needs to bring out some like legit new stuff, not just new colors, not just new versions of things that they've already have. They need to make something new. No, I'm doing my Friday live. So leave me alone. Let's look at the Olight website. Like they came out with the Arcfield Pioneer. Like just change the way the casing is on it. That's not new. I mean, and then the sphere thing for the O bulb with the controlling app and all that jazz. Like that's new stuff for an already existing light. Like it's not new. And they need to make the O clip here. They need to make one of these in red with the body being red. I want a Christmas red version of the O clip. I do. So Olight, that needs to freaking happen because the copper is just a little too heavy. Kind of defeats the purpose of how light and compact the thing is, and how well it clips onto like your shirt pocket or whatever. With the copper one, just unnecessary weight. The orange, I hate orange. Can't stand orange. I have the black one, and it's fine. It's just not fun to find in your bag when it's dark outside. You need another flashlight to find your other flashlight, which is just dumb to say that. Period. They got the green one, but again, camping green bags, like it's hard to find them. They have this, which is just gaudy. Like, thank you for doing the Screaming Eagle like it's the freaking Third Reich. No, thank you. I don't want a Screaming Eagle like that on the O clip. I don't know why they did that. So they need to come with a bright Christmas red one. Is what they need to do. It's what they need to do. You know, these zombie patterns, blood splatted patterns on things, great. But they need to come up with a new light. A new light, something totally new. Totally different. But here you go. There's the up to, wants to go too fast. Up to 50% off. What happens when I click on it? Black Friday countdown. It's when does it start? So yeah, here's your schedule. 11:15 to 12:03 for the gifts. New product launch event with some huge giveaways happens on 11/14. Where that's like a week away, isn't it? Yeah, that's next Thursday night. Next Thursday night is when they will announce new product. They better have some good shit this year for Christmas time, because I want to get some Olights for you guys for giveaways. Yeah? But it needs to be something good. So 50% off also starts on the 15th at freaking midnight, or midnight on the 3rd when it ends. So yeah, 8 p.m. 7 p.m. is when they do the lucky drawing. All I ever win with that is freaking Oakcoin or whatever it is, whatever they call it. Yeah, I think it's Oakcoin. They're doing free custom engraving services during that time frame and app sign-in awards. But yeah, we'll see on the 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern what new stuff they decide to come out with, if there's going to be anything good. We'll see. So write down, pencil in on your calendars. Olight's bullshit's going to happen. Their new bullshit is going to happen on the 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Y'all check it out. Check it out. You like the Blur Tonto that much, Neil? Really? Space Ghost. I watch all the Friday Lives in the nude while standing in the kitchen with all the lights on. Do you have a bunch of mirrors in your house too? Do you have at least one mirror on every wall? So you can stare right back at yourself and be like, damn, I'm sexy. That's gross. That's gross. But yeah, well, Neil, name something out of your top 10. Which one of your top 10 knives is something that, like me or anybody else, would be like, really? In your top 10? Like, that's crazy. Why would that be in your top 10? Do you have any ones that are like just wild out there, but for whatever reason, they're in your top 10? Oh, am I that boring for you, BNA? I don't know why any of y'all are still here. But yeah, I'm curious if anybody has a knife in their top 10 or even in their top 5 that is just like got a really crazy reason for being in one of your favorites, and something that nobody else would dare to put in their top 5 or top 10 list. If you got something that's just nuts. One knife that does not count in that is, if I can get it out, the infamous, legendary Dolica. Really, your buck 110 is your number one? That's cool. That's not too wild. That's my my younger brother. That's his main knife that he carries on a regular basis. It is his buck 110 Slim. He's got the 110 Slim that's got the S30V steel that I got him for his birthday one year. Oh, a number of years ago. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I would say that's in our knife community that not very many people are going to have the buck 110 even in their top 5. I mean, it's a solid knife, but because of it being a lockback that has been around for so dang long, I think everybody should have one in their collection. That's why I have one in their collection, because it's legendary. And if you collect knives to any extent, that should be one in your collection because of how legendary the buck 110 is. It's just an icon in the industry. But I hardly ever use mine. I pulled it out today for a photo. If you check my Instagram, I pulled it out for a good photo. That's your Grail, is the 110 Auto? Neil, ask Santa. Ask Santa. Maybe he'll deliver. Maybe he'll deliver for you this year. Maybe he will deliver. Who knows? My the only person in my life who has gifted me a pocket knife for Christmas. My dad's given me. I've been given a pocket knife as a birthday present, but the only person who's gifted me a knife for Christmas is Mrs. Urban, and that would be my Capara. She got this for me for Christmas a couple years ago, and it is pretty much, basically, essentially, my favorite Spyderco. I absolutely love the Capara. Absolutely love this. Like I know so many people crush on the Shaman. I don't care for the Shaman. I care for the Capara. I love the Capara so much for a Spyderco because it's got everything that I like. It's got a when it's closed, it has a slim profile in the pocket with a deep carry. Like that's perfect. With these micarta aftermarket Rips Garage Tech scales, there it's a paper micarta, and it's slightly contoured, slim profile, has the forward choil, has a sheep's footy type blade with just the tiniest bit of belly, compression lock, like it's uh, the that model's the Capara's made in Taiwan. It's got S30V. The only thing that would make this guy better would be if it was in S90. If they would do the Capara in S90V, that would be nuts. I'd have to have that blade. But Spyderco does such an amazing good job, and so reliable on their heat treats. No matter what steel that they're using, they blow it out of the water. So even that for S30V, Spyderco just does such a damn good job. I absolutely love it. Everything about this knife, I love, 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 love. Such a good knife. Absolutely a banger. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. But yeah, that's the only knife that I've ever been gifted to for Christmas. And it is by my dear wife, by Mrs. Urban. Kidnapped the Sandy Claus. Well, the wife is hoping to get off a little bit on the early side. She's normally doesn't get off until 7:15, 7:30, but her fingers are crossed, which is a terrible idea because they already had a call out today, and they had somebody that couldn't make it either because their kid was sick. The weather being wacky down here in the southeast this week has really brought on the sniffles to a lot of people, like a lot of people at work, at school, everywhere. The whole freaking county here in South Georgia is ill person after ill person. But yeah, the wife is hoping that the weather tonight stays clear enough that we can take the motorcycle out to dinner because it's been a while since she's had a ride on the motorcycle, and that will be with the extra weight. It'll be a good test for the new brakes. It'll be a great opportunity to test the new brakes on the good old Honda. So yeah, I don't know. B&A, is that a bad idea when you put a brand new set of brake pads on to be throwing the twice the amount of weight passenger weight onto it for your break-in process? Is that not a good idea? Should I not do that? But yeah, damn, the brake pads were shot, like they were done, they were gone. Like I needed the new brake pads on it bad, and that whole brake module was filthy. It was disgusting. Total like caked on black brake residue and debris and road gunk. It took me a while to clean it with the brake cleaner. I went through almost an entire can of brake cleaner, scrubbing that stuff off and spraying it and scrub a little bit more here and there and spray again. Yeah. And I had to be super freaking careful with my brake fluid, not having that leak all over the place. I took the cap off of the reservoir and wrapped that whole area with a couple of paper towels, so that when you release the brake off of the rotor and pull the pads out, and decompress or compress that so that you can get the pads out. Going through that process, it tends to push back and backflow your brake fluid into that reservoir, and it can spill out, and that brake fluid is not good. That stuff can be quite corrosive. but it is. That's exactly what it is. Not just her, but anybody is extra weight. Oh, I love having a family member as a passenger on the bike, but it's a completely different feeling riding when you have another person with you. It's a completely different feeling. It's just there's so much the freedom and the agility and the mobility and how torquey your acceleration feels when you're solo on the bike definitely goes a notch or two down when you have as soon as you add a passenger. Even when with little suburban who doesn't weigh but 60 pounds, or 60 some pounds, like, and that's nothing. Like an extra 60 pounds is like me when I've eaten a big meal, when I've gone to an all you can eat dinner. So it's like even just that little bit of extra weight, you feel it, and it takes it down a notch or two as far as how free you feel and how you know how much you can throw the bike around. And it creates a different experience for the ride altogether. Not going to say that it's less fun, because I do enjoy having my family on the bike with me. It changes it. Oh, ouch! You're gonna go reset the router. Hold on. All right. No, I'm not in trouble. Yeah, I'm not in trouble. Yeah, that was her. That was Mrs. Urban, but I'm not in trouble. Nah, she's just asking me to do a favor once I'm done. Yeah. But yeah, let's not grounded, dang Ross. Not grounded, not in the doghouse. Uh, especially not when I treat her to a nice dinner later tonight, later this evening. But yeah, I'm gonna go take care of a few things and freshen up and get ready to go to that, so that when she gets home we can roll out. So y'all have a good night. Have a good weekend. I've got to take down the Halloween decorations and put up the rest of the Christmas decorations. Should I? Should I go ahead and just, while I'm doing one, swap it out for the other? Or is it too early to put up Christmas decorations? Um, we're going tomorrow. We're going up to Savannah, Georgia, and doing some fun stuff tomorrow up there. So we're we're both off. I gotta work Sunday though. But later, see ya, Neil. I'm not grounded. I'll catch you guys later. Y'all take care. And go America. God bless America. Yay, America. All right, see y'all. Peace.